Hello everyone, welcome to GED exam preparation class. I am your host and instructor, Ruben Herrera. And in this video, we're going to learn how to do fractions, decimals, and percentages equivalences. And it's very simple, my friends. For example, we're going to have a percentage number like this. This is 25%. And your GED exam is going to ask you to turn this into a decimal number. It is very simple. All we have to do is put a decimal period in front of the number. So, for example, this 25% into decimal will be 0.25. And the reason behind this is because assuming that this is just, let us forget about this percent sign. Assuming that the value right here is 25, there is an invisible period right there because this 25 is supposed to be a whole number. So if I was to have a decimal period in here anywhere, it will be here. So all I have to do to turn this number to turn a percentage into a decimal is to move the decimal period only 2 spaces to the left. So this 25%, if I move this invisible period, but only smart people can see it. Can you guys see this period? I thought you did. So if this decimal period, I will move it 2 spaces to the left. So this 25% will be equals to 0.25. And vice versa. To turn this decimal number into a percentage, we just move the decimal period back 2 spaces to the right. So for example, 25% into decimal is 0.25. 80% into a decimal is equals to 0.80. 50%, 78%. 78% into decimal, it will be equals to 0.78. Very nice. Now, how do we turn this number now into a fraction? How do we turn this number into a fraction? Well, very simple. I want to take this number, whether it is, okay, whenever we want to take this decimal number, turn this decimal number into a fraction, this is what we do, my friends. If I was to have a percentage, then first I have to turn that percentage into a decimal. And then from decimal, turn this decimal number into a fraction. How do I turn it into a fraction? Very simple, my friends. Earlier in another class, we learned the difference between numbers and digits. How many digits do I have here? 2. Okay, so I'm going to put the 25 right here, and I'm going to put it over a number with 2 zeros, which is the 100. That's it. And I just turn, my friends, my decimal number into a fraction. And this is the correct number. Last but not least, remember, your GED exam is going to want you to reduce this number as much as you can. Okay? So if I reduce this number, and I can reduce it by 25, this will be equals to 1/4. And that's it. And this is how we turn numbers from percentage to decimals to fractions. Now, what if they give you a fraction, for example? What if they give you 1/4? And they want you to turn that back into a decimal or percentage for that matter? Very simple. Remember, my friends, that a fraction also represents a division. The number right here comes to the division house first. And this number comes in late and it stays outside. Okay? Sort of like when a marriage couple fight, you know, the husband comes in late home and it stays outside. Okay? So, anyways, if I was to divide this, guess what will the answer of this will be? Yes. So, and this is the way, this is how we turn percentage into decimals, into fractions, back to decimals and percentages. And this is how we do equivalences between percentage, decimals, and fractions.